This is Middle Class Matt from don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com. And I am the battle-tested weekend warrior. And I am the sports genius. Now, football season is upon us, and I couldn't be any more excited. I want to go around and just talk about football all the time. I just did my fantasy draft, and I'll do a video on that too. And I'll be talking about fantasy a lot. I also will be picking games all year. But in the preseason, before I do that, I want to do a preview to the NFL season and make predictions. Now, predicting the outcome of a season beforehand is very difficult. You just don't know. Like, there's things I missed last season. I didn't get all the teams right. I did a preseason prediction and preview. You can go check it out on don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com if you don't believe the picks or whatever I got right. But it's difficult to do it. Now, I got the Giants, for example, wrong, but just a little wrong. I got them 8-8. I picked them 8-8. They went 9-7, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So some things in the NFL you just can't predict. But I wasn't buying the hype, just like my site says. I am not buying the hype of the so-called dream team Eagles. They were picked by some people to win the Super Bowl, go deep in the playoffs. I had them not making the playoffs. I think I might have had them like 8-8, 9-7. You have to go check. Did not have them, I think it was 9-7. Did not have them having a good record. Never saw it. I think they were even worse than that. Never saw it like everyone else did with that team. So I am picking those teams. Now, last year, out of the 12 playoff teams, I picked 8 of the 12 correctly before the season. So I encourage anyone that hears this to put your picks below mine. I love when people, sometimes they write on here and they say middle class. Middle class, you say you picked 8 of the 12 teams right. I picked 12 of 12 teams right. And I said, well, where's it in writing? Oh, I told my friends. That's not writing. Put your picks in the comment box. Match them up against me at the end of the season. We'll see who the true sports genius is. You're not going to get them all right, neither am I, but let's see who gets the most right. So, right now, I'm doing the NFC South. I will be doing a division, at least one division, for the next few days until I get them all done. I might be doing 2 some days. And then in the end, I will be doing playoffs where I also announce the wild card teams. And then I'll do a playoffs and a preseason prediction. But right now, I'm just doing the NFC South, which is my favorite division because my Panthers are in it. And it's the one I know the most about and care the most about. And it's a very good division. Now, let's start out with the worst team. And that's Tampa Bay. They're going to be better than they were last year. They have a new coach. But because they have a new coach, and because they have a bad D and a bad run D, and they have question marks at the quarterback and even at the running back, even though they drafted a good one who a lot of people are high on, they're going to be 5-11, which is an improvement from last year. But they're still going to be the bottom of the NFC South. Next are the Carolina Panthers. That's my team. And I hope I'm wrong on this one. I hope that they go 16-0 and then go win the Super Bowl. And I hope Cam has the best season any quarterback's ever had. But I do think a sophomore slump could be happening. People have seen Cam. They have film on him. When the Wildcat came into the NFL, people couldn't adapt to it. Last year they ran a simple system like very similar to Auburn. They couldn't adapt to that system. The NFL defenses couldn't. They will this year. But that doesn't mean they're not going to be a good team. The Panthers will improve from last year, and they will be 9-7. I picked them to be 8-8 when the schedule came out, but that was before they made some good moves, like bringing in Joe Adams, bringing in a defensive end, bringing in Luke Kuechly, a great linebacker. Now, they didn't make all the moves I wanted them to and address the needs, a defensive line and corner and safety. They didn't do that, but they still did enough to improve 9-7. Mainly, they're going to be 9-7 because I think the Panthers are going to be a good team because they have a brutal schedule. Brutal schedule. Next team, and that is the Saints. The Saints were 13-3 last year. They're very good. Put up huge offensive numbers. They are going to take a step back because of not having their coach. But they're not going to be sorry. They're not going to be a bad team. Sean Payton is gone, but Drew Brees is maybe the best leader in all of football. how many quarterbacks get in there and do the rally like Ray Lewis does? I mean, he's like in there like Ray Lewis saying, let's get fired up and go win that ball game. I mean, he's in there just, doing the cheer, getting things going. He is the unquestioned leader on that team in the face of that franchise. So with that, he's going to have a big season. I drafted him in fantasy. He better. It's my first overall pick. And they're going to go 10-6. And I'll save it to see if maybe they're going to be, a good chance they're going to be a wild card team. And then the winner of the NFC South will be the Atlanta Falcons. They'll go 11-5. I think they're a complete team. They have all around. Their defense has some holes, but they're still good. They went on and got Asante Samuels at corner. They have some nice defensive linemen, even though some things they've got to fix. They have a pretty good defense, even though it's not perfect. They have a great offense. They got Burner Turner. I think Matt Ryan is going to finally step up and go from being a good quarterback to being an elite level quarterback. I think he's ready to do that. And Julio Jones will be a big part of that because he has a real legit deep ball threat. And this is his second year. Julio Jones had a good rookie season, and that's rare for receivers. His second season, my guess, is going to be even better. So they're going to have a great offense, probably one of the best in the NFL. So the NFC South champion this year will be the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm Middle Class Matt. Check out my other predictions from other divisions that are coming up. And I will check you next time. See you soon.